Good evening. My name is Joe Giesling. I'm the very proud principal of North Hall High School. Go Trojans! I'd like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony of North Hall High School's class of 2009. But before we go any further, I want to express my deepest appreciation to Pastor Franklin and the fine people of Free Chapel for allowing us to use this beautiful facility for this evening's ceremony. Thank you very much. I have just that's right, give him a nice hand. I have just a few important requests before proceeding. Please take the time now to turn off all cell phones and pagers. We also ask that you refrain from making any spontaneous outbursts during the presentation of the diplomas this evening. The commencement exercise is a formal and time-honored tradition that recognizes a major accomplishment in the lives of these seniors. I ask you to please render the respect this ceremony and your children deserve as we present diplomas. All students and their parents have a right to hear their names called. And finally, for everyone's comfort and safety, we ask that everyone remain seated during the program. Before we proceed, I want to take a brief moment to recognize some of our distinguished guests from the Hall County Board of Education. Mr. Richard Higgins, Chairman of the Board of Education. Mr. Nath Morris, Vice Chairman. Mr. Brian Sloan. Mr. Craig Harrington. And I also want to recognize some others who are on stage with us today. We have Assistant Principal, Ms. Twyla Sherlin. Assistant Principal, Mr. Dwayne Daniels. And we're most honored and privileged this evening to have with us Representative Doug Collins, who was able to work us into his busy schedule. Representative Collins just shared with me that this is his 25th year anniversary from graduating from North Hall High School. I want to take a moment to express a very sincere and heartfelt appreciation for the extraordinary leadership and vision of our superintendent, Mr. Will Schofield. Finally, I want to say thank you to two ladies who have put up with my eccentricities and have been very patient with me in planning this graduation ceremony, the first one we've ever had here at Free Chapel. Miss Dina Harper. Ms. Harper, would you please stand? And I want to pay special tribute to Miss Lori White. Miss White, I want you to please stand for a moment. Please stand. Miss White, many of you know, is a longtime math teacher at North Hall High School, but this is also her 20th graduation ceremony that she has planned and coordinated. Let's give her a big hand, please. Thank you, Miss White. To the North Hall class of 2009, congratulations. You have worked diligently and distinguished yourselves and your families by not only completing all requirements, but also excelling in every endeavor at North Hall High School. Your success is a combined effort from administrators, teachers, and most importantly, your parents. This day is both a culmination of years of hard work and the beginning of a new era for each of you. I am exceedingly proud to be your principal, and I admire and respect every one of you. Go Trojans!
Greetings, my name is Peter Bell. The North Hall High School faculty, staff, and graduation class of 2009 welcome you to our commencement exercise. We are excited that you are here tonight to share this occasion with us. We thank our teachers, family, and friends for helping us to become graduates of this outstanding school. Our class is proud of North Hall High and of the legacy we are leaving. As we leave here tonight, we know that North Hall High will always be a part of us. We will cherish the memories and friends that we have made here, but understand that there are many challenges that are still before us.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Hi, my name is Perrin Fish. We as seniors are especially proud because tonight is a culmination of a journey that began years ago. We did not travel this road alone. With that in mind, there are some important people that we would like to thank and recognize. Would Mr. Will Schofield, the Superintendent of Hall County Schools, please stand? Would any of our former teachers from elementary or middle school please stand? Would the faculty and staff of North Hall High School please stand? We are pleased all of you have come here to be a part of our graduation and to share this special moment with us. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Chase Staub. I feel honored to have the privilege of speaking to you all tonight. Of all my honors and awards, this opportunity is by far the greatest and most rewarding. To be able to represent the fine class of 2009. The 216 graduates before me today have accomplished their first key achievement that will start them on their life journey. To reach this final day, it was not easy. There were many obstacles to overcome, but we did it. Tonight represents not only a conclusion to our past, but also a beginning to our futures. When they first told me I was giving a speech, I asked, what do I talk about? And they said it was a speech to welcome everyone to the night and talk about North Hall and its great students. Why would I need to tell people about the students here at North Hall? Every student out there has already done just that. Every day you can read the paper and find articles about North Hall students and their accomplishments. They have all stepped out into the community and completely redefined the meaning of success, raising that criteria in every area. Every graduate here today has his or her own unique aspirations, unmatchable by any other, and I'm thankful to have learned so much from you all. I frequently traveled around the county and state for service projects, meetings, and conventions, and everywhere I traveled, I was always asked what school I attended, and I proudly replied North Hall. And the usual response was, oh, the country school with all the cow pastures. I laughed, then nodded. Then they said, well, I've heard all about your school, from all of its great sports teams to its top academic placements. So I started to think about these various comments and how well North Hall is known throughout the state. How often does a student receive a diploma from a high school that is recognized statewide? This recognition would not be possible if it were not for all the endless hard work by the graduates before me today. Nothing slowed down our momentum, for we had state and national goals in mind. Whether it was by our many athletes who traveled through the state playoffs, by our journalism staff raising the standards of our newspaper to one of the top honors in the state, by students who have received honors for their writing, or maybe even having one of the top student sections in the state. We have placed North Hall high on the rankings in every category. For these accomplishments, North Hall has developed into a school capable of competing on a state and national level. We have developed from that small country school into a school honored around the state. When we walk into a room wearing our green and white, we are guaranteed recognition. But the students are not the only ones who made all of this possible. I would not only like to thank my own parents, but every parent, relative, and community member here tonight. Without your support and care for the students at this school, all of these accomplishments would not have been achievable. There is one final remarkable group of people that I would like to recognize tonight. Their endless hard work and efforts have been vital to all of our success. That group would be every teacher and staff member that has been involved in our lives. You all have impacted us in so many ways. Your influence will play a part in our entire lives far beyond what anyone can predict. I cannot thank you all more for everything you have done for us all. After 4 years, I do not only feel like another student at North Hall, I feel like I'm a part of North Hall, and North Hall is a part of me. And I believe every graduate here today shares a similar connection. We have all made a contribution and left our mark on this great school. Over the past 2 semesters in my AP Literature class, we analyzed hundreds of themes, symbols, and motifs, only to realize that they all share one common theme and life lesson: be yourself. And if I can leave you all with one piece of advice, it would be to be yourself. You all have unique talents that will lead you on a path of endless possibilities. Whether it is to be an artist, a performer, or a world-changing politician, each of you has ambitions unique from any other. Never forget these ambitions, live a life full of love and happiness, and always be yourself. Growing up, our parents always tell us that the sky is the limit and don't let anything discourage you. But when you go to a school like North Hall, you realize the sky is not the limit at all. The guy sitting next to you wants to be an aerospace engineer. Every student in this room today has great aspirations set before them, and we have all realized that there is no task unreachable. We have truly redefined the meaning of success and accomplishment. Space is your only limit, and it is endless. Congratulations, class of 2009.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Chen. Great Odin's Raven. That pretty much sums up high school for me, and maybe a lot of others here too. I'm Tommy Chen, and I'm Asian. I don't think I'll be the last Asian valedictorian either. I remember walking into school first day, freshman year, thinking, this is going to be a nightmare. No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember what I thought back then, or even what I thought when I first woke up this morning. Apparently, my memory is failing me at an early age. But that hasn't stopped me from remembering some of the good times we've had at North Hall. Some of us were ill-fated enough to endure Hartfield's Brownie Lab, others lucky enough to see Les Mis. This is a factory, not a circus. Some of us have seen Chandler kill a fly across the room with a rubber band, and almost everyone here has gone out at night to cheer on and watch one of North Hall's sports teams win. But now we're all graduating. It was a long, 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 long 4 years, and I'm sure everyone here is glad to get out. Last year's class, I have to admit, was pretty amazing. They went to the Dome and a bunch of other stuff I don't care to remember. But there's one thing they can't say they've accomplished. They can't say they are the best class to come through North Hall since our new principal, Mr. Giesling, has arrived. Now, after leaving North Hall, everyone here is going to go off to accomplish a lot. We're going to set off from today and become lawyers, nurses, architects, fishermen. Whatever you choose to do in life is up to you. See, this is how it works. You're young until you're not. You love until you don't. You try until you can't. You laugh until you cry until you laugh, and everyone must breathe until their dying breath. Now high school's over, and we're all going off to different colleges and workplaces, and many of us will probably never see each other again. But before you leave, just remember, we're all in this together. Thank you.
Mr. Schofield and members of the Hall County Board of Education. As the principal of North Hall High School, I certify that each of these candidates has met the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the Hall County Board of Education, the state of Georgia, and faculty of North Hall High School. I respectfully ask that each of these candidates be accepted, having met the policy requirements necessary to participate in this commencement ceremony. Mr. Schofield, will you please release our diplomas?
Good evening. Now you got to do better than that. If you can do the Go Trojans. Good evening. Yeah, that's much better. You know, one of the serendipitous benefits of my job is that I get to participate in a number of milestone events throughout the year. There's 2 of those that occur, and in the 10 years that I've been superintendent, I've never missed one of them. The first is the first day of school for kindergartners. On the first day of school, I will always try to find a kindergarten class because there's nothing like the magic and the wonder in the eyes of those 5-year-olds as they come to school for the first time. The second milestone event that I never like to miss because it is so special is the graduation ceremony for our seniors. And in the 10 years that I've been doing this, I've never missed my last opportunity with a captive audience of seniors in high school to give you a little bit of advice before you leave. I want to leave you tonight with 3 pieces of advice. I don't ask that you take my word for it. I don't ask that you agree with me. I would ask you to humor me and at least think about the advice that I give you. The first bit of advice was very similar to what your classmate Chase said, and that piece of advice is, think for yourself. You know, there's a lie that you've been being told for about the last 18 years, and it goes something like this: great minds think alike. Nothing could be further from the truth. Author Robert Fulghum tells the story of a young pastor who was put in charge of a group of kindergartners, and within 15 minutes, chaos ensued. Not knowing what to do, he created a little game, and he called the game Dwarfs, Wizards, and Trolls. And he told the children they needed to choose. Did they want to be a dwarf, a wizard, or a troll, and where they must stand in the room? Things were going very well until all of a sudden he felt a tug on his pant leg. And he looked down, and a little brown-eyed 5-year-old girl looked at him and said, "But sir, where do the mermaids stand?" "We don't have mermaids," said the pastor. "We have dwarfs, wizards, and trolls." She said, "Oh no, sir, we do have mermaids, for I am a mermaid."